En el día de la 94ª entrega de los premios Oscar termino con la publicación de películas referidas a la entrega de los premios. Vamos a hablar de West Side Story porque pude conversar con Mitch Dubin, el encargado de filmar, el encargado de manejar la cámara en esta película, en esta remake que hizo Steven Spielberg. Me contó sobre la emoción que sentía este director y sobre cómo él mismo se emocionó haciendo esta película, que para él es mucho mejor que la original. No sé qué piensan ustedes, pero todo esto lo pueden ver en palabras de Mitch Dubin en este informe sobre West Side Story.
We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
For the first time ever in my career on West Side Story, I cried behind the camera, which I had never done that before.
You know, I wake up to everything I know either getting sold or wrecked or being taken over by people that I don't like.
West Side Story, I love it. I'm very, very proud of that movie. I think in my career of movies that I've done with Steven, and probably in my career, the movies I'm most proud of are Saving Private Ryan, Munich, and now West Side Story being the third. I love the movie. I'm really proud of it. I knew Steven always wanted to do a musical, and when I heard that he was going to remake West Side Story, my immediate first thought was, wow, why would he choose to remake a classic? And so I revisited the film with the 1960s version, and I was shocked to see what a terrible movie it actually is. I mean, it's a great musical, and the story and the music, you know, the Bernstein and Sondheim music and lyrics, they're fantastic. And Jerome Robbins, the choreography, it's great. But cinematically, it's horrible. It's a horrible film. It looks like they just filmed a Broadway show. And so what Steven did and Tony Kushner was take the premise of West Side Story. It's all still the same and takes place in the same time. It's the same story, same characters. Everything's the same, but it's edgier, and it's so dynamic. It's like being hit by a locomotive. It's visually so dynamic, and the camera is really active, and yeah, I mean, it's great. It was a ton of fun to do. Also, I had never done a musical before. It was really a learning experience for me, and I enjoyed it tremendously. It was fun. You know, all the actors in the film, you know, 99% of them were Broadway actors, had never done a film before. So they were sort of all wide-eyed and overwhelmed, but eager and always curious and always willing to participate in the process. And Justin Peck, the choreographer, and his wife Patricia were wonderful. And again, they had never done a big film before, so they were always asking questions and sitting by me next to you know, if they weren't sitting next to Steven, they would sit next to me, you know, when I was on the remote head. So it was really fun. It was a sort of a labor of love for everybody that was involved in that film.
You've known him like for a long time. How happy was he, or because he said many times that this was his favorite movie, his favorite musical. How happy was he? If he had to, how happy did you see him?
Yeah. No, he was thrilled. I mean, he had a great time, and he loved the cast, and you know, one of the key differences between Steven's movie and the original West Side Story is all the actors sang their own music in our film. On the original film, it was all voice dubbed by other people. Yeah. And you know, and they painted Natalie Wood's skin brown. I mean, it's really crazy. But they didn't sing. So on our movie, not only did they sing their own music, but they sang it live when we were filming, which just made it really thrilling. Yeah. And you know, Steven loved it. He had a great time. And when I saw him before the movie had been released, he talked about how much he loved the movie and how proud he was of it. It's disappointing that it didn't get more people didn't see it.
Yeah.
I think that, people are still nervous about going into the theaters, which I understand completely, which is ironic because, we filmed that pre-COVID in 2019, and then they held the movie for a year because of COVID. And then when they released it, finally decided to release it a year after they were going to release it, was right when the Omicron variant was at its height. So it was just sort of bad timing, and people just haven't really seen it. And Steven and I admire that completely, as he refuses to stream it. He refuses to put it on a streaming service. It's a big screen movie. You should see it on a big screen.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and it's like old school Hollywood movie making.